Welcome back. Devo does stuff. Today we're working on a Ryobi battery powered chainsaw. Belongs to a friend of mine, James. Let's see. It says 18 volts. He said he was using it and it just quit working. Said the battery's good because he checked it with some of his other Ryobi tools. He sent me the charger along with the battery. So we're just going to check it. Oh, over the limit. So it must be over 20 because I had it set on 20. 20.7. Okay, so that's pretty good because this is an 18 volt. So that's good. Here's our chainsaw. Battery in. I think you have to hold this down. Guess it's a good thing it didn't run. I didn't take that off. It's only a 10-inch bar. You can see it hasn't had a lot of use. This thing is kind of tricky. It moves whichever way you turn it. Need one of my little magnets over here. Yes. Off. It's already loose. There we go. There we go. Now, okay, that one's still in. Let me try. I should, if I touch these together, it should start. It's not. So, don't think it's the switch. It's kind of what I figured it was going to be, was the switch. And hit my switch. Okay, I'm getting full power to the motor. 20.7. So, I believe it's the motor that is burnt up. Let's see if it'll. Yeah, it turns that way. Now it turns back the other way. It didn't want to turn that way the first time I tried it. Let's see. Nothing. All right, the motor is burned up on this thing. And what I did was, I took my little pry bar and was spinning it like that. I could hear something clicking, clanging in there. And finally it dropped out. And there it is. That's the one of the brushes from this motor. I'm assuming it has two, but I really don't know. I took those out. Thinking this gearbox will come apart or come off, I'm hoping. Yeah. Came apart. I'm certain it's not going to run with that brush missing. Let me stick this battery in it and try it one more time. I want you to look. Well, let's try that. No. But did jump off there once. Got the gearbox torn apart. This thing is all that's keeping me from getting it out. This motor is soldered onto these wires. These wires are so soldered onto the motor so they don't pull off. So I'll have to desolder them. And then I dug down in here, and there's two screws on the inside here that are holding that on. Everything else has been this T15. These seem to be Phillips. See, I was spinning this yesterday, and this brush came out. But I put the juice to it, and it did spin just for a second after that. So, but I just tried it again, and it's not. Leshy. You don't reckon Ed Gun Leshy makes these, do you? No, that's spelled different. Well, maybe I could bend those tabs there and pull that end plate off. Let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna turn this camera off. See if I can show you what I'm gonna do. Where am I at? Right there. Those little tabs right there are bent over this end plate, and there's 4 of them. If I can get them bent out, that should pull out of there. And it should pull the guts and all right out of that motor. So I'm going to try that. I got the end off. I bent those little tabs out as best I could. And you can see the armature there that those brushes ride on. It's kind of chewed up. Which I don't quite understand that, because this is not that old. But in here, you can see, let me grab another light. You can see this brush, and it's on a spring. That armature rides right there. That brush rides right on that armature right there. Well, here is the other one, and you can see what's left of it. So there's no repairing that. I mean, I can't repair it. I'm sure somebody could. You could pull this out, I'm guessing, and try to find another one, but I am going to try to find another motor and put it back together with a new motor, and it should be like a new saw. But if I can't, then this is junk. Here we have a new motor. Trigger. And the battery lead. So let's see, this goes on like this. And hit the trigger. All right, I looked all over for those screws and couldn't find them. And then I realized that's them right there, and they're still stuck in that grease in there. These are the only 2 screws of the whole package that are Phillips heads to get it out of the chainsaw. But I am going to add some more grease to this. I found some grease that I had left over in a tube, and I just squeezed it into this. I'm just going to use it to add to what I got here. I don't want to put too much because those gears still have to go in there. This is just plastic, so I'm not going to get too crazy with it. All right. Now, let me stick that back on the battery. Make sure it turns right. Oh, go on that. All right. I know this is not how I took this apart. I took this apart like this, and then I pulled this out through here somehow. But I cannot get that through. I've come real close a couple times. I've been trying for several minutes. So I just pulled this back out of this black piece. I'm going to mount this in here where it goes. I have torn my rotator cuff on my right arm. And that's probably, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons I haven't finished this. It took a good while, probably 6 weeks, to get this motor in. All right. There it went. There it went. Now, let's see. These two pieces joined together, and that's the hole for the motor. All right, here's my progress so far. I got this put back on, and there's 4 screws that hold it on. Here. Well, I thought there was 5, so I dropped one down in here, and that screw fell down inside of here and here. So I had to take it all back apart, and it took me forever. Finally found that screw was stuck to the side of the motor. Okay. Yeah, this screw has to go in before this slides over. So let me just go ahead and put it in. No. So maybe that long one goes back here. It's possible. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more small ones to go in here. This side, all the screws are in. This side is still missing one. Let's stick a battery in it. See if it works. Sweet. So, right, it's fixed. I don't know how. I may step out back and cut something. I don't know how I'm gonna hold my phone and hold it with one hand. There we go. I don't know what that is. I think it's oak, but it's old and about half rotten. So anyway, that's going to finish this one on the Ryobi 18-volt chainsaw repair. Put a new motor, switch, and battery pickup. They all came. It came as a group. So thanks for watching. Devo does stuff.